And good day, I'm Andrea Mitchell in Washington, where there is cautious optimism that bipartisan budget deal reached by Paul Ryan and Patty Murray and passed by the House of Representatives will clear the Senate. But we're hearing mixed messages now from members just how close this could be. Virginia Senator Mark Warner serves on the Budget Committee and joins me now. Senator, thank you very much. Happy Monday to you.
Thank you,
so there's a cloture vote tomorrow. Is this going to get by?
Well, Andrea, let's first of all take a step back and remember it was barely 2 months ago when we were in the middle of a government shutdown where we almost defaulted on our debt, where it looked like there was no ability to have any kind of bipartisanship. So I think we got to first of all give both Paul Ryan and Patty Murray a number of kudos. This deal is not as big or as grand as I would have liked, but by having actually a budget for 2 years to avoid the worst of sequestration. And I think it's a step forward. And I think the overwhelming vote it got in the House, frankly, surprised me. It got as large a majority in the House, bodes well here for the Senate. Will it be close? Probably be a little bit closer than a lot of us would have liked. But I think it will get through. And I think it'll also mean this will be a good step towards what will be the next step, where we'll ultimately have to go, which includes tax reform and entitlement reform.
What do you say to fellow Democrats who are very concerned that unemployment compensation was not included, the extension?
Well, I understand the fact that there's going to be a lot of folks come the end of the year who are going to lose their long-term unemployment benefits. And I think we're going to have to find a way on other legislation to deal with that. I think, on the other hand, you've got Republicans who were very concerned about raising the so-called budget authority caps that were part of this deal. So the fact was this budget compromise is a compromise. Neither side got everything they wanted, and for those of us who are actually advocates of a bigger deal, we didn't get what we wanted as well, which was the bigger debate about entitlement reform and about tax reform to generate more revenues.
You have, in fact, been part of a group, a larger group, that for quite some time was trying to replicate some of the proposals that are similar to Simpson. Is that just dead? Is that not going to happen?
Well, Andy, I think, each round that we go through with these small deals, we take more and more of the so-called low-hanging fruit away. I think it shows that if the next deal, the next time we face a crisis, and my hope is, and there are a lot of us still talking on this subject behind the scenes, that we've gotten rid of all the other items. We have to get to entitlement reform. We have to get to tax reform. I actually believe putting that larger deal in place would do more for economic growth and job creation than any single action the Congress is debating right now.
What about immigration reform? What about the Farm Bill? Does the changes at the White House, John Podesta coming in, new leadership at the Legislative Affairs Office, some would say not enough change, some say too much, but will that help? What is the rest of the agenda going to look like for this White House?
I think it's going to help. I think the White House recognizes they needed a fresh start. This has been, on any historic basis, not a very productive year for either side. And getting some fresh folks into the White House who've got long-term relationships here on the Hill, I think makes sense. And when you talk about both immigration and the Farm Bill, both legislation that has passed the Senate in a bipartisan way with big numbers, the problem has been getting that same kind of reaction in the House. I think seeing the kind of overwhelming numbers not only on the budget bill but on the defense bill the House passed as well bodes well that maybe with a fresh start come the new year, immigration and the Farm Bill could actually get done.
Senator Mark Warner, thanks to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you. Thanks very much.
Thanks.